morning, my friends and family. Starting today's adventure. As you can see, I got my riding gear on, so that must mean we're out on the bike today. Man, I need to clean it up, she's dirty. But I decided for today's adventure, got a few things I need to do today, so I can't afford to give the whole day to run around, but still I want to get out and do something. So today's adventure, we're going to ride the bike around. Rusty's back at the RV. Obviously he can't ride the bike with me, but we're going to look for old abandoned gold mines or mine shafts, whatever we can find. But first, take a look at this view. Isn't it just beautiful here? I can never get enough of it, really. I will admit though, I get tired of all the dust and dirt. I mean, that stuff just gets everywhere, but that's a small price to pay to be able to enjoy this every day. And I like getting out here and looking at this big old chunk of quartz. It's everywhere. I could spend 3 hours just showing you right here in front of me. But there's quartz and minerals, and it's just really fun to be out here. Lots to do. Well, now if you're an outside nature type person, there's a lot to do. Like ride the bike, take the Jeep out, just go for a simple hike. There's really no bells and whistles and lights and all that, but you know, that stuff don't interest me anyway. But anyway, I climbed this little hill on the bike. Well, it's barely classified as a hill, but I got up at a high point. Let's just say I got to a high point. So we can look out over the valley. And there's the town. It looks really big. When you look down on it, down in the valley, it looks like it's huge, but it's really not that big. Most of that you're seeing like over in there and some right there, that's gonna be gone in about a month, 2 months. That's just all RV parks. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. Well, we know I can with my supersonic zoom. You know, that's just RVs spotted out there. The actual town itself is not that big. The actual town is right about there to right about there. That's pretty much the town. Now there's a lot of homes, don't get me wrong. A lot of homes and residential areas and all that, but I'm talking about, you know, gas stations, stores, dollar stores, you know, stuff like that. It's really not that big. If you look out, I know the sun, we're facing right towards the sun, but the desert is getting empty. A lot of RVers are leaving. That's a long-term center right there, the first one you come to leaving town. As you can see, there's just very few, you know, little specks. Let me see if I can find one. It's really hard to look in the viewfinder and find it. I can see it with my eyes. Anywho, see them white specks? They're all RVs. They're there. I think it looks like a tent there. There goes a car. If you look way out on the horizon, let me find it right there. Somebody's riding their side by side coming across the desert. They're probably, from where I'm at, they're probably about 3 miles away, 2 miles, something like that. You won't be able to see it in the viewfinder, but I can see it. The dust is right there, but right behind it there's a bunch of little specks and glimmers in the sun. So there's probably a lot of people camping up there. But anywho, I'm getting off subject. Today, man, this dust is rough on me. I feel another sneeze coming. Today we're gonna just ride around the bike a couple hours. I gotta go back and get Rusty out, let him enjoy the day too. But for right now, we're just gonna ride around, see if we can find a couple old mine shafts. I know where one is I want to show you. And I think I know where probably about 4 or 5 more is. We'll just go check them out. But first, I gotta head off down in the town there and get me some petrol. The old bike is running on fumes as I haven't put none in it. Man, it's probably been 2 months since I put in gas in that thing. I don't ride it as much as I'd like to. I think I mentioned before, my back's been bothering me here lately, and It just beats me up, you know. Right now, today I woke up, I felt pretty good. Back wasn't hurting, so I said, shoot, you know, let's jump on the bike. So that's what I'm gonna do so I can get my back hurting again. But anyway, let me shut this off, quit yapping. We're gonna head down into town. I'm gonna get me some petrol. I forgot to bring any water with me, so I'll probably grab me a bottle of water. You gotta have plenty of water here, folks. It's not even hot out here yet, but it still dries you out. Just the old dry air. But anyway, I gotta get me some water so I have something to drink. And then we're gonna head this direction and go check out some old mine shafts. Right, let me get suited back up, get my helmet on, and we'll get going. Okay, we come to our first abandoned mine shaft. Old gold mine. This whole area right here is the mine underground. Right over there is a collapsed shaft. Now it looks like a ditch. I'm not gonna go way over there and look at that because, well, it's just a ditch. But anyway, I'm gonna ask you a question. Does anybody know what, see this metal grate right here? Has the bars that's over the mine shaft? That's wooden timbers right there that you're looking at, but this is steel. Does anybody know what that is? We're gonna look in the hole and I'll give you a minute to think about it. I don't know if this is gonna focus because of the grate. You see how deep it is? That right there is the hole, the shaft going down. I can't see the bottom of it, I can tell you that. But this little cross piece is there, and right there is some of the old timbering still here. Let me see if I can get a decent angle. We'll use our supersonic zoom. Oh, dust is making me sniffly today. Yeah, it's gonna be too dark down in there. It is deep. Just take my word for it, it's deep. Alright, did anybody figure out what this is? This metal grate right here? Oh, here, let me give you a shot here. There's a good shot of it. Think about that metal grate. I'm gonna tell you what it is here in a minute. I'm gonna give you time to put in the comments what you think it is. Can't zoom in because it's gonna get dark. Anyway, just take my word for it. You don't want to fall in there. Right, this metal grate, obviously it is a cage or barrier, so to speak, to keep people from falling in here, but it's designed the way it is. This is called a bat gate. B-A-T, bat gate. So the bats can still use this shaft like, you know, for roosting. Then they can fly out of here. And this part, more or less, is to keep people from throwing old trash, debris, or falling in or whatever. And then it allows the bats to be freely to come and go. It's called a bat gate. I'm sure a lot of y'all already knew that. But for the ones who didn't, now you do. Now you do. All right, our next stop is going to be, oh, let me see where I'm at. I need to go around. We're going over there by them mountains, but we're going to be in that general area right there. And I must confess, I haven't been going straight to these spots. I've been kind of joyriding a little bit because I feel pretty good. So, and I love riding my bike. So it's only going to be just a few seconds till you get over there, but it'll probably be, I don't know, an hour before I get over there. I'm gonna ride around a little bit. Anyway, we'll be back. Okay, our next stop on this self-guided tour, I've come to another old mine. Some of it's still in operation. Well, I don't know about the mine, but there's still claims here. Let me put it that way. Still active claims. If you look right there, that's a tailings pile. That white pile there, that's not natural. That's a tailings pile. Well, I'm too low. I'm too down to see, but over there is a pit. I'm gonna assume they was prospecting. Really not even a pit, but I would say probably 20 feet wide and maybe 50 feet long. Like they was chasing a vein and just kind of prospecting. But anywho, what we really stopped to look at was this old cabin. This is pretty cool. This is nothing hidden, nothing new. Everybody that comes here probably knows about it. Well, you can obviously see, I don't know if it shows up, all the tracks and footprints. I'm just glad that, you know, it's being respected. Yes, it's run down and fallen in, the roofs fell in, but that's, you know, time has done that. Weather, wind, just old age, you know. I don't see any vandalism at all, and that's awesome. I'm glad people are respecting it. This is a piece of history here. Now to some folks, they just see an old run-down building that, oh, it needs to be tore down. And, well, you know, this is history. This is pretty cool. I mean, all the stonework, I'm assuming was done by hand, obviously. Now it's got mortar or cement that they put stones together with, but that could have been, you know, 1920 or whatever. We've had mortar and cement for longer than I've been alive. Probably longer than most of you have been alive. I'm not going to go in there because it is, you know, it's not really safe to go in. Nails and junk and probably snakes in there. If you look right back there, that's a fireplace. Pretty neat. This was a window they could raise. I'm assuming there might have been an air conditioner. Well, I don't know, because now I'm seeing a stovepipe hole right there. But they had something cut right here, but it also, you could raise it up. Probably in the heat of summer. Yeah, they wouldn't have no air conditioner. They probably had this to raise up in the dead of summer when it was just unbearably hot. But here's another big homemade bay window. They got a divider right in the middle. This is pretty cool. I would love to live here. I know some of y'all think I'm crazy. This could very easily be fixed up. Yes, all the wooden structure needs to be tore away and redone, but the stonework, leave it just like it is. A few places needs to be worked on right there. Stucco walls. This is awesome. I would live here in a heartbeat. With, you know, a little fixing up, of course. It's got this little side room. I'm assuming that was probably some kind of storage. Yeah, because I don't see no hole for it to be privy. That was probably tools or supplies or whatever. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But look how it's built right to the bank. Like that's the ground I'm standing on goes up and levels off. It goes right to the back of the cabin. Pretty neat. I do like me likey. I ain't joking, folks. I would move here in a heartbeat if I could buy this. Now you gotta use your imagination. Consider it fixed up. Obviously, all the old rotten wood would be tore away, the roof, but the stucco walls, I can see right here. If you look right there, you can, well, it ain't gonna focus, but you can see the stonework behind the stucco. So all that could be saved. All the foundation, if you want to call it that, can be saved. Man, that would be awesome. But this is public land, so I don't believe anybody could buy it. I mean, you may be able to, but I don't know. And it might be worth checking into. I may just ask around about it. I seriously doubt it, but anywho, but I did notice on the other side I came to, looked like there used to be another structure here, or they started a structure or something, I don't know. Either way, that's pretty cool. I like it. Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, let me pause this. We're getting close to some other mines. I keep calling them mines, they're just abandoned shafts. They're not actual working mines. Actually, I see all that area there. I don't know if the sun's making it hard to see, but that's all open area they've dug. Alright folks, let me pause this, we'll go find them other mines. Okay, I come across a few more old abandoned mines. Here's some more tailing piles. That's a huge pit they've dug, more tailing piles. But this whole area is open mine, which it's, most of it's collapsed, filled in. Not saying it's safe to get in it, but you can't see nothing. But this one here is still, I can't see over the edge, and I really don't even want to get close to try it, but it's still a gaping open hole. And it's pretty neat. It's right by this tree, bush, whatever you want to call it. So I wonder which one was first. As long as it takes these things to grow this size, I would say the tree was first. That's pretty neat. Yep. Little can. I don't know. We're going to try to find something else to look at. I don't want to bore you with a bunch of holes in the ground. I find it quite interesting. I'll look at every single one on my come by, but I know some folks, you know, they just don't want to keep looking at a hole in the ground, so I might try to find something different to look at. Now, most of them is going to be like this. They call them open mines, which they are, but I'm going to call them prospecting or test holes or whatever. They don't dig very deep. They're looking for certain materials, certain types of stuff to give them a sign that there could be gold here. Of course, these things, you know, there's one there, one there. There's no telling how old these are. I'm sure the locals know. Me not being a local, I just don't have the information I need. But I promise you they wasn't dug last week. I can guarantee you that. These things, some of them are probably older than I am. Some of them maybe not, but see, they're calling that open mine, which it is. Again, it is an open mine, but it's just really just a depression in the ground. This one looks like they dug a little bit. Didn't get too far with it. Now this one down here is pretty big. Give you more of an idea. See, that's a pretty good sized hole in the ground. I believe, I'm gonna think that's solid, but then again, that looks pretty fine and silty down here at the bottom. You could possibly sink in there, I don't know. I'm just throwing out guesses, but just to be safe, just stay out of it. Don't be down in there. You're not gonna find nothing anyway. Them old timers went dumb. They either got what was there or they realized there wasn't nothing there at all, so they abandoned it. But don't come across these things thinking you're gonna climb down in them and find $1 million worth of gold. It's not worth your life. And 99% chance you're not gonna find nothing because them old timers done got it. Anywho, gotta walk way back to the bike. Gonna go ride a little bit more and try to find something different to look at. I don't know. As I'm riding around, I'll look and see what we can find. I think I know where another old cabin is. I can't remember if I showed it to you guys or not. We'll go to it anyway. Maybe, you know, I probably already showed it to you, I'm not for sure, but there's probably some that hasn't seen it yet. So let's go check out another old cabin. Hey guys, I brought you to the cabin I was telling you about. I think some of you, like I said, have seen it. Probably some of you haven't, so I think now that I'm here, I do remember showing it once, but this one here was huge. This guy must have had some dinero, where he found a lot of gold. And I'm walking into the wind, so you know, I'm acknowledging I know it's bad. But this one, they are protecting it, and I'm glad to see that. Which most of them I've been to, look like they've been respected. No graffiti, no unnatural damages, you'd call it. Most of it looked like it was done by, you know, time passing, weather and such. This one here, this one would be awesome, even more awesome than the last one. Which honestly, I feel like this would be too big for me. I know that sounds strange. That last one seemed cozy. You imagine a little wood stove in there. Because in winter time, it does get a little chilly at nights here. But a little wood stove, got your pot of coffee going, making you a little bit of supper on the stove. I find it so relaxing and cozy. This one, well, I've never noticed that. I always thought this was one cabin. This is two different buildings. Oh, that's cool. Well, we're all gonna learn something today. I've been up here, man, I don't know, 5, 10 times, something like that. I've rode by it because I always ride these trails going out through the desert, and I never took the time to notice this was two separate buildings. But anyway, yeah, this is another old cabin. This one actually has a name. For the life of me, y'all, everybody knows I'm terrible with names. It belonged to somebody, and he was well known in the area. I just can't think of it right now. If it pops in my head, I'll put it in the comments or something. But anyway, that's probably the reason why they're protecting this one, because it's I'm gonna call it famous or whatever. The person that owned it is like really well known in the area from the old days. That one there needs nothing. I mean, it needs a roof on it. But as far as the walls and stuff, it needs nothing. You could, a little hard work, one weekend, you could be moved in that sucker. Man, I would love to have that one too. Now, see, that one's about the right size for me. I would be nice and cozy in there. I know some of y'all probably think I'm weird saying that. You know, America says you gotta have a 3-bedroom house, 2-car garage, and 6 credit cards. I don't need that. I've never needed that to be happy. There was a time in my life, just a real quick autobiography on myself. I busted my butt. Now, let me back up. I wasted a lot of my younger years. I was a mess up. I threw a lot away. Made a lot of poor, dumb decisions, and had to pay for them decisions. And that kind of woke me up. I realized, hey, you know, I don't have anything, nothing. And at that time, I didn't even own a car. I had absolutely nothing. And that really kick-started me. You know, that was a kick in the butt, because by that time I was already, you know, getting out of my prime. My prime years was pretty much over with. I wasted them. So I buckled down and I started busting my butt. At one time I was working 3 jobs. Just anything I do to make money. I mean, I pick up scrap metal. Me and my brother used to go out and pick up cans, and it was all going towards my goal, towards my vision. And it wasn't an easy road, trust me. I lost a lot of friends. A lot of family members thought I was just, you know, losing my mind, but I knew what I was doing and what I was after. I had a plan, I had a goal, and I did whatever it took to reach that goal. And by the Lord's grace and mercy, I did. Not by myself. It was all with Him, but I did nothing by myself. But yeah, I retired at 40 years old. Not rich by no means. I'm not a millionaire. Shoot, I don't even think I got $2 in my pocket right now. But all the stuff I wanted to accomplish, I did. I was bound and determined by the time. Well, my goal was 35, not to have to work no more. You know, through inflation and things happening in my life, and you know that didn't work out. But at 40 years old, I retired. Now again, y'all see me working these seasonal jobs and stuff like that. When I say retired, I'm not drawing Social Security. I'm not, you know, sitting on $1 million in the bank. But I'm not having to work my life away. I'm not slaving that 9 to 5, 7 days a week. You know, that was my intentions, not to do that. I didn't want to die at work, so to speak. And by the Lord's mercy, I've reached that goal, and that allows me to do the things I'm doing now. I don't get a government check. I don't sit there on the side of the road and fly a sign begging for money. I mean, I'm not saying you folks do that either, but you know who I'm talking about. If you full-time travel, you know exactly who I'm talking about. You know, I don't have to do none of that. I work these little seasonal jobs and make a few pennies to buy some gas, and plus, to kind of coincide with that, where I got off track just now, I live a very simple life, and I'm happy. I really am. I don't have much. Really, I don't have anything. You know, my old dirt bike there, my old dog Rusty. But that's all I need. I found, you know, through trial and error, I found out that's all I really need to be happy. I don't need big fancy cars and a 2-story mansion and gold rings on all my fingers. That don't make you happy, or it didn't me anyway. You know, some folks that might be what it takes, but it wasn't for me. So living a simple life and following a good plan that I laid out for myself is what allows me to have days like this. And I'm so thankful for it. So, anywho, buckle down, folks, because you're gonna be old one day. Don't do like me and waste half your life and have to start mid-season trying to make some money, because you're gonna be old. We're all gonna be old one day. We're all gonna die one day. So get out there and enjoy life. Don't want to sound depressing. Get out there and enjoy life. Having adventures. Get the camera out of the sun. And just don't waste the day, because you don't know if you got tomorrow. I wasted so many days I regret, but I'm making up for it now. So anyway, I want to thank all my friends, subscribers, my family for hanging out here and watching these silly old videos. It means a lot to me. It's pretty cool that somebody would want to sit around and watch an old boring guy like me, but I certainly do appreciate it. I think I'm gonna hop on the bike, get back to the house, and get that old dog out and kick him in the butt once or twice, and just kind of kick back. Probably gonna grill out today. Make me some, I don't know, make me something. I don't have much, so maybe I'll put some cornflakes on the grill and grill them. I don't know. Anywho, until well, Rusty ain't with me. I'm so used to him being right, he goes everywhere with me. But until I see you next time, get out and enjoy life. Just your natural beauty. Just step out in your front yard. That's all you gotta do. It's right there in front of you. Get out there and enjoy it. And I guess till see you next weekend. God bless you.